Labor for learning before you grow old. For learning is better than silver and gold. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. So glad to have you back with us. Thank you so much for being here. Now, for years, the JWN Foundation has been investing in education, awarding scholarships to students in communities like Kingston, Clarendon, and the Breadbasket Parish of Jamaica, St. Elizabeth, as well as children of Camparistas. And we found out, Dennis, from Garfine, that Camparistas are who?
The workers in the Campari group.
There you go. Now, these scholarships span secondary and tertiary levels and support young minds with big dreams. One such dreamer turned doer is Mr. Ricardo Anderson. He's a past JWN scholarship recipient and current medical physics student who is mastering science, mentorship, and service all at once. He joins us this morning to share his journey. Good morning, Ricardo.
Good morning.
And congratulations. No man, how many never know Ricardo sleep? Ricardo brings up us a guan, so.
Physics, you know, say physics are the one subject when me struggling.
The only thing I remember about physics is a teacher name. That's about it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it.
I remember Aristotle's laws of motion and, well, Newton's laws of motion.
You hear that?
Right.
Me know Aristotle in literature. And yeah, me don't know nothing about him over there.
A body will continue in its uniform motion unless compelled by some external force to do otherwise.
That means a drop.
That is it.
Every action has an equal and opposite
That's the third law,
reaction.
yes.
That's the third
Him
law.
says so. Who says so?
Newton.
Oh, big up him.
So Aristotle came first, and then Newton said, let's
He
fix
basically,
these.
right. Just take the foundation and be like, okay, you know, let me just fix it up a little bit.
And that's where I finished.
Well, me never start, so big up you. But let me ask you, Ricardo, where did the love for physics develop? And where did that come from?
I mean, to be honest, I've always liked the sciences. Science was always my thing. Physics, it just gives me a sense of how things work. That's my thing. I've always tried to figure out how things work. And that's love.
You were one of them youth there who used to pull up things?
Yeah,
like
man, I'll pull it up, man. I'll try to fix it back. Sometimes I don't get to fix it back, you know, but
that trunk and you pull it up.
yeah, man.
You see why you must leave boy picnic alone and make them do it because they must figure out the things.
Children in general, like allow them. Once it's not dangerous, allow them to explore.
I believe in that.
But talk to me about, you know, your upbringing and how the JWN scholarship, Foundation scholarship, made a difference in your life.
All right, let me first start off by saying JWN Foundation, their motto, transforming lives. I'm one of those lives that were transformed. You know, as a youth that hailing from Clarendon, you know, circumstances weren't necessarily the best. But, you know, I always strive to try to make a difference, to some change. Funny enough, I think it was by fate that I met with the JWN Foundation. I was on the National Youth Service Program, and I was just casually passing one of my coworkers at the time. You know, she was filling out a form, so I asked her, "What happened? You know, what was this form about?" Yeah, and she told me about it, and it's a community scholarship, and I've been in the community for the longest while. Didn't know about it, so I decided, you know, I'm going to try and see where I can go from there. You know, and there were a few days until the deadline, and I asked her to get me some forms. I filled them out, I submitted. To be honest, I didn't think I was going to get the scholarship. I just did it because, you know, let me just try.
Yeah.
First year, finish, took student loan, didn't want to go it back, didn't want to go back that route. I was applying for different scholarships, but I decided, okay, I'm going to just throw my hat in there.
You're in the ring, yeah.
Yeah, in the ring. So, I mean, lo and behold, I ended up getting the scholarship, and that completely changed the trajectory of my life. I can speak to that.
How, other than not having to worry about taking another student loan, what significantly different happened in your life? All
right, so there's a lot of companies or agencies that tend to give scholarship to students. You know, you're a bright student, or here's some tuition fee. However, the JWN Foundation, they never left me out. Even after the scholarship, I mean, they were there. I even got an internship while doing school full time. And with that internship came mentorship.
Nice.
It came growth, professional and personal. you know, that helped me fully understand what it is to really and truly be somebody whose life was transformed.
Yes.
So I can tell them, and the foundation never left me out. They were the one that nominated me for the Prime Minister's Youth Award.
Right, because you're a recipient of that as well, yes.
Right.
Yes.
And, you know, it's just the drive and the motivation from the different persons that I got to interact with.
Yeah. Why your family supposed to be proud?
Oh my
Your mother's supposed to be proud. You come to the boy, I don't know. Like they feel like a road after you in your community. Like them supposed to be proud. You know what I mean? Like that's my uncle. Like that's my son.
Yes.
That's my brother.
Funny enough, just before I got here this morning, they called me. You need to get up. You need to get up. Are you awake? Are you awake?
Hi, mommy. He's awake. He's here.
Big up on Charmaine. Big up, big up. I don't call my father dad or daddy. I call him brother. That's his. You know, that's his nickname. Yes. Big them up all the time. Big them up.
Yeah, love it, love it. And for students now, though, Ricardo, so what is your degree in?
So I have a bachelor's in medical physics, and now I'm pursuing a clinical master's in the same medical physics.
So what's medical physics as opposed to physics?
All right. So the easiest way to tell you is applying physics to the needs of medicine. But in terms of what it is, to give you a more professional overview, it's a discipline that, you know, we utilize ionizing radiation to really and truly help with diagnostics and treatment. So cancer treatment, or even with diagnostics with imaging like X-ray CTs. And we also practice nuclear medicine.
Oh, nuclear?
Yes.
Like
so that
war?
is no, man, not like
Nuclear
war.
medicine?
So nuclear medicine. So
You're harnessing nuclear energy for the purposes of medicine?
not necessarily, but that would be along the lines of that. But what it is a more of an invasive technique that helps us with diagnosis and in some treatment. So that's where the body is injected with radio tracers, and from that now we can, you know, get the activity that is coming from those radionuclides, which is just radioactive substances. Not too much to be very harmful, as we follow standards, international standards and protocols for safety.
What's your ultimate goal? What's your end game?
I always tell people, you know, my aim is to become one of the best medical physicists in the island. That is my dream. That is something that I've, you know, told myself. Again, as you would have asked initially, you know, starting from a humble background, there was not much future or futuristic vision until, you know, my life was transformed. Even with the internship and the mentorship that I told you before, they push me. They always say, at the time I was working under Michelle Samuels, and she was one who, her nickname for me is Superstar. And she kept telling me that,
Because you are.
until I believed it. And, you know, I strive. So even though I got the scholarship, first major scholarship, I ended up getting first class honors, and then I tell myself, well, you know,
That part,
I need to just,
if you know, you know.
You know,
First class honors, that part, the UWI, that part.
Yes. And I decided that I wanted more, you know, and they nominated me for the Prime Minister's Youth Award. So I got that, and I said, okay, well, if I can get to this level, then what's to stop me?
You're unstoppable.
But look here, there's a youth who's going to Glenmuir or Edwin Allen or Clarendon College or wherever there, and they are seeing themselves in you. So you have to mentor them when they come up, you know? You have to go back to your alma mater. What's school?
You mentioned it. I'm from the Glenmuir High School.
Okay.
Glenmuir.
So you have to go back, and you have to wave flagrants high, and you have to make the youth know, say, hey, what you are doing, stop it. Focus on this. Take away book. Physics,
I truly believe in that. I would have mentored two actual students from Glenmuir, and they also were recipients of the JWN Foundation scholarship.
And for somebody watching you this morning, Ricardo, from humble background, who they don't think it's possible right now because of their circumstance, what would be your word of encouragement to them as to why they should apply for this particular scholarship?
Well, firstly, I would say take a chance. Always believe that you can do more than you think you can. That is something that I stand on fully, and for some persons who think that they can't get a scholarship or they're probably not bright enough, I will definitely encourage them. Do not let that mindset hold you back. You can do it. You just have to believe that you can do it, and then take a step, take a chance, show the sign up application.
Yeah.
You know, just apply. I mean, and the applications are open now until I think July 14th. I would say go ahead and try it.
All right, beg your physics, something else, like, come on, some bright and may I talk to somebody. Beg your physics, something else.
Y equals MC
like
squared.
Yeah, like an equation.
No, E equals MC squared.
Wow.
E equals MC squared.
Busting upon something, Ricardo, man.
Stress out them. What is what?
Me tell them my son birthday, see, over the boy, I do this. Like, you know, you understand me? Kind of more when I go like embassy, I can say, sir, you know that E equal MC squared plus 3?
No, that man, a foundation. Foundation.
25 times.
Foundation, that man. Foundation, man. From you say E equal MC squared, that itself speaks.
Ricardo, congratulations.
Thank you so
and
much.
wish you all the best. You are definitely a beacon of hope for many, and I hope that God will continue to bless you. And may you continue to grow exponentially, so you'll continue to be an example to others and what's good about the world, what's good in humanity, and what's good about men, and what's good in Jamaica. Big up the nice clean self. Love it.
Thank you very much.
But it's like bright man, it just you understand? It's just a thing for me. I like it.
I realize, yeah.
I like
Our fully bright guest has been
bright.
Ricardo Anderson. He's a medical physics master's student. Before you know it, he's going to be Dr. Anderson. I'm telling you, watch out for him. He's definitely a community change maker. All right, we're going to take another break before bouncing into our next segment, so don't go too far.
MC equals E squared plus E equals M.